I'm not sure if the autofocus is working. It's tricky to do. One person, and I'm trying to sort of create an interview. You know what? I am glad that I decided to stop the video and check up whether I was in focus or not. Am I in focus now? Maybe if I turn it sideways. No. I can't really... I think I am. Oh, it keeps looking for it though. Oh, that's so ugly. Okay, no, that's not gonna happen. Ooh, I'm in focus now. Oh, wow. That just autofocused on me. How to do that. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna go over here. Am I still in focus? I think so. Okay. My workaround currently is that I look on the app to see if I'm in frame, because that's always the tricky part. Am I in frame or not? And then, unfortunately, if I'm still in the app, what's kind of cool is that I can see it. Like from my app, I can see the digital finder. It's connected via Wi-Fi, which is pretty cool. But then, if I want to shoot video in the app, it doesn't allow me to use all the settings that I can use on the camera, which means that it doesn't let me stay in manual focus mode. So if I've got a lens, which I currently do, that has an autofocus capability, it will continue to search for the subject, which is me. But then you'll see that in the previous video. And what it'll do is it'll start to focus on things in the background, and it'll keep going in and out, which is gross. So I've now lost all the good lighting. So it's a pretty spectacularly failed video. The tea's still good though, which is great. Oh, nice and warm, because it's actually pretty cold. See to the left behind me a church on a mountain that's overlooking a dam. And I was there yesterday, and it looked pretty damn sweet. I'm not going to try to make this too long, otherwise it could be wasted. But I've chosen... This is the day after all the failures that I made yesterday with recording. But I've decided just to do the same setup for today. But now I'm just going to try to see if it works. So first of all my sound yesterday failed. And the reason that it failed is because there's a little switch in my mic that goes from camera to smartphone. And I didn't realize that there was that switch. I think I knew that when I bought it, but then I haven't used it in a while, and so I forgot. Okay, next thing is location for where you decide to do your interviews. Right now, I've got sun coming through an olive tree hitting my face, and I thought, actually, just looking at the footage before I took the shot, that it wasn't actually that nice, because it kind of blows out the light color, or like the whites, let's say, on my face, and just reflects it. And it's a little bit annoying for the person being interviewed that there's like this light just like shining through the trees into his face. So I think in the future, if I was going to do interviews, then I wouldn't do it this way. But, you know, to be honest, I haven't actually seen the footage or reviewed it, so this is all just part of the test. And I'm happy to make mistakes right now, so that in the future I know that if I go onto a location and I need to interview someone, and I think to myself, oh, it's a bit sunny, you know, what can I do to, oh, I'll shoot in the shade, that even dappled lighting might not be enough. Okay, so for today, what have I done differently? Today, the system that I think will work for having an autofocus lens. So I like to use autofocus. That's the first thing. I know that manual focus is probably the way to go. But to be honest, I don't really trust my eyes that much on such a small monitor. So when I'm doing the whole autofocus, or sorry, manual focus, and I'm looking through the viewfinder, the XT-20, which is the camera body that I'm using, the XT-20 doesn't seem to have such a great viewfinder, and the peak focus, which is those little red lines that you get to like kind of help you to see if things are in focus, sometimes gets it wrong. And considering that when you're doing the manual focusing, I don't have a subject sitting down. So like, let's say I was going to shoot someone else for an interview, then I'd just use manual focus, because then I could look at it and I could see, okay, his face is in focus. If I'm doing it like now where I'm interviewing myself, then I don't think it makes that much sense, because I don't have a person to focus in on. So what I'm basically focusing in on is the chair. And the chair can, I don't know, if it's a very shallow depth of field, the chair can be in focus for the shot. But then when I sit down, I'm out of focus. So then what I basically need is like a puppet that I can put here that resembles me when I come and sit down. And I don't have that puppet, and I actually don't know how to make it. The way that I kind of did it today is that I put my bag on the seat and then I try to focus in on the bag. But I don't know how much that's going to work, to be honest. I'll see when I review the footage. I need to find a way to get some kind of what you have to do is get like a high contrast item or something and put it here so that I can really see if it's in focus or not. Otherwise, I'm stuck doing this where I'm looking at the app right now and I'm trying to judge if I'm in focus or not. But yeah, I don't know, it's just not that clear. So if I'm like this, all right, so now the issue is, how do you get something then in focus? So this is where something like, see, a flask, is it tall enough to even be in the shot? No, it's not. So how the heck would I tell if it was in focus or not? So I can do this, do that. But yeah, this is when you have like a really shallow depth of field. This is such a fuck around. Like, I'm probably not in focus. And you want your focus to be bloody spot on. Hey, what's nice about it being this close is I can have my phone on my lap, so I can see if I'm recording, which is nice, because even right now, you know, I can have my phone on my lap, I can have my notes. It doesn't look stupid. I mean, regardless, I don't think it looks that stupid to have your phone on your lap, to be honest. I mean, I know that people might think that, but I don't think it's stupid. And you see a lot of times phones are used as like a prop in movies. But also in interviews, like there's always questions. They pop up on an app and then you answer the questions. I can put the chair down, but I can't shoot it from my app, because then it's going to do this weird like hunting thing where it keeps trying to find me. So instead what I have to do is first use the app to frame me correctly so that I'm sitting in the right place, it's zoomed in right, that I'm happy with how that's looking. Then I turn the app off, go back to the camera. Then I have to put something in place of where I'm going to sit and lock the focus on that. And then I'm going to have to press play, and then I'm going to have to swap myself out for whatever it is that I put there. So that means that everywhere that I go, I need to have some kind of a device that I can use as my stand-in focused thing. Because I don't think that the Fujifilm LCD display, it's so small that, and my eyes just, like, I wish I had like better eyes, I guess, that you can actually really just see exactly, oh, okay, that thing is in focus. What's nice, I guess, about this lens is there's not that much depth of field in comparison to the 85mm one. And so it basically means that I have just a little bit more space to play with, so I can be a bit closer, a bit further, and I'm still going to be in focus. But that also means that your background doesn't look as cool, you know, for the shot. I mean, it's kind of nice when you have like this crazy bokeh, and yeah, basically that.